everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be ranking Black Mirror, which is a show on Netflix, and I'm going to be ranking all 19 episodes from my favorite, my personal favorite, to my personal favorite to the least favorite of mine. So if you don't know, Black Mirror is an episode about technology. Every episode is different, it has a different story, but every episode has something to do with like futuristic technology. If you've never seen Black Mirror and you're like one of my younger viewers, definitely get your parents' permission if you know they're kind of restrictive about what you watch, and there's a lot of adult content in the video, in the movie, or in the show. And just be prepared, there are some things that are kind of like weird, very weird actually, but I mean, all in all, this show is fantastic. So I'm going to be ranking from 1 to 19, but I'm going to start with the lowest, and then I will reveal my favorite episode of Black Mirror so far in the very end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, or enjoy it. Without further ado, let's get started in this video. Alright, so number 19, the least favorite episode that I've ever seen on Black Mirror is called the National Anthem. It was the very first episode of Black Mirror, and this episode is very tricky because if you watch it and you're like, this episode will probably turn you away from the show. Just get past this episode or don't even watch the first one because it's not really that good, and you can like watch the other ones. It doesn't really get good until there's one really good episode in season 1, one really good episode in season 2, but season 3 and season 4 have like the best episodes. But the first one, National Anthem, is just really weird. I'm not going to reveal what happens, but the first episode is very, very weird. Number 18 is the Waldo movement. A little background info. It's just about this, what is it called? This, not politician, but he is a comedian. Sorry, he's a comedian that like developed this character called Waldo, this like blue bear, and he's running to be in the politics. So this episode was okay. The comedy was not that great, but the technology in this episode was just mainly about the animated characters, so it wasn't like really huge to me. I didn't really enjoy it. It's another video you just kind of watch, go through before you can like get to the good episode. So that was my number 18 choice. Number 17 is 15 Million Merits. This one is also very weird. It's just like a background. They're like cycling constantly, and that's how they make like their merits, which is their money in a society to buy food, to skip ads, because they're like in this little room with a whole bunch of TV and like all these pop-up ads. So that one for technology really reminded me of like pop-up ads. And there's also like something like American Idol kind of ties into it a little bit. So that was that one. It's not really rememberable for me, but it's just one of the episodes that we had to watch if you watch the seasons. Number 16 is called Metalhead. This is in season 4. The entire episode's in black and white. It's the very first episode that is in black and white. And the technology in this episode deals with robot dogs. So they didn't really give back information about the robot dogs, but it was like these robot dogs, I don't know if everybody had them or it was like security bots, I have no idea. But it was very strange. I mean, it was a good episode, it was good content, and there was a lot of like drama, but at the end it's just like, what? So Metalhead's not really on my favorite list. Number 15 is called Nosedive, and this one is basically about a dating app, and not really dating, it's not dating app, it's like a ranking app. So like when you're around people, you rank them based on their personality, whatever else you want to rank them on. So it's basically like a popularity contest, but with an app. So that's the technology point of the Nosedive episode. This one was okay. It was pretty funny, like the situations that happened in the episode, but like I said, it's not memorable. It's not something that I will watch again. Number 14 is called Crocodile. This one is about murder basically, and like covering up the murder, and the technology used in this episode was like this brain scanning thing that insurance companies use. They like put it on the person who's seen the insurance like accident, and like it kind of reveals like what happened during the accident, whose fault it was. So that's the technology, and I think that it would work in our society in the future. But of course it's going through your brain, so more memories show up than just one. So there was a lot of death in this episode. Not really a fan of heart if you do not like death in episodes. So this one was good, but it kind of showed you that you can't really get away with something. So that was a good episode, but just not like one of my favorites from the season. Number 13 is called Archangel, and this is basically the technology is for little kids. If, you know, a lot of parents have this little thing, if they're like very strict about their kid and want to restrict them, what they see, what they hear, like just have a GPS basically. So they implant a GPS in the kid's head, and like you can see what they see, you can hear what they hear, you can do like restriction mode like you do on TVs. It will block out anything that's bad, and you can't hear it, like mumbles everything. So this one was a good episode. I really loved how it began in the middle, but the ending I hated. It was just like really weird. Not really weird, but it was just like it could have been a better ending. So Archangel was number 13. It was pretty high, but not that high. Number 12 is called Men Against Fire. This one is about the military. The technology in here was like making something seem different. Like I said, I'm not really going to give that much of a spoiler, and if I do a little bit, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to explain the technology in each of the episodes so you can kind of see what they are about. But Men Against Fire was all about military, and I'm not necessarily going to say they do it now, but like things that they can put in your head to make you think that you're doing something else, but you're really not. This one was an okay episode, but you kind of get lost in it a little bit. So it is number 12, but not that important to me. Number 11 is Hated in the Nation. This one was really good. I actually like this one. It was the technology. I'm not gonna say, because if I say what it is, it gives the entire episode away. But the technology, it was about just someone controlling something and like killing people. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But this episode was really about hashtags, and like a lot of hashtags in the world, and like how a whole community can just like come against somebody because of something that happened. So that was that episode. It was really good. I liked the story behind it and like how they solved it. It was very like mysterious, and you had to wait till the end to see what actually happens. So that was a good episode in my opinion. Alright, now moving on to my top 10 list. The next one is White Christmas. This one was about two guys in a remote cabin, I think, and they're like talking to each other about things that they've done in the past, and it was like set in a Christmas time, so it was like mini stories within the big story. The reason why it's number 10, I don't really remember watching it. Like I'm rewatching it with my mom and my stepdad because they haven't seen it yet, so I don't really remember this episode, so that should really tell you that, you know, I don't remember it. But I remember it being like a good enough story to make it higher on the list because the other ones were worse than that one. But I really don't remember like the concept of this episode. But I do remember that it was in a remote place and they were like talking to each other about stuff. Number 9 is called Hang the DJ. This one is the dating app that I referred earlier. So this is like about dating someone, and the technology is like you match with somebody and then it tells you how long you have with that person. So it could be like a week or a year or 5 years. So it really determines how long you date the person, and you have to date the person. And you stay in like this little house with the person, and you do whatever you can in the time that you have. So this one, the concept is nice because, you know, you get to meet new people, but I don't like how it like tells you who you're supposed to date for a long period of time. So personally, I wouldn't like this technology in the future, but it was a good episode. I really liked the episode. Number 8 is called USS Pallister, and this is for the Star Trek fans. This is basically made around Star Trek in video games. So it's like a programmer who created this place, this game that the community loves, and like he steals people's DNA and he puts them inside the game, and they're just trying to figure out how to get outside of the game because they're like in it. So it's like a copy of them in the game. But it was really funny. Like it was like totally Star Trek, and it's just like if you love Star Trek, I think you'd love this episode. Number 7 is called Shut Up and Dance. This episode is mainly on blackmail and like online blackmail. Oh my goodness, this episode, you have to watch it until the end because it's just like a huge plot twist you don't even can't even comprehend. Like your mind will be blown at the end of this episode. Like, I had no idea what happened at the end. I was completely shocked at the ending of this episode, so I think you would be too, so definitely stay tuned for that one. Number 6 is called The History of You, or The Entire History of You, and it's basically eye contacts that you put in your eyes that record everything in your life. So from interviews to, like, you know, little intimate moments to anything. And you can go back on this little remote that you have and see, like, the memories and the past memories. I really like this episode. I think it's a very cool concept that I probably would keep, because, you know, in the future, if you, like, lost somebody in your family and, you know, you want to keep those memories, I think that's a really good way, because it's, like, very real and very open, because you can hear everything and see everything. I think that's, like, a really good technology. This episode I loved. It was a good episode showing, like, what can happen if you keep all these memories in your head. Number 5 is called Be Right Back. I loved this episode. This is, again, for the ones who have lost someone. This one is for you if you lose someone. Basically, I'm not going to give away the storyline, but the person in the story lost somebody, and it's like the technology in it is a computer that scans all their emails, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, text messages, and kind of compiles a digital version of the person, just like responding back how they would and their normal, like, texts and stuff, by voicemails and videos. It can, like, get all that data and you can communicate with the person again. Honestly, I think this was a very cool episode. I definitely would love this technology in the future, just because how they did it and how they portrayed it. And if I lost somebody I loved, I definitely probably would do this, because I can, you know, talk to the person without talking to them, but it would give me some kind of closure in the end. So I definitely love this episode. Number 4 is called Playtest. This one is very high on my list because I love video games, and this show and episode is about video games. So this one, he basically goes to try, like, a new scary game, and he goes into, like, this house, and, like, everything is so realistic. So horror games, if you play those, are crazy, you know, scary. So if you're actually getting into that where someone can touch you and, like, potentially, you know, kill you in a game, like, it's scary, but it's such a good oh, this episode is so good. I really love this one, and this one also does have a plot twist at the end. Number 3 is called White Bear. This one, fantastic. I can't really talk much about this one because it can give away the ending, but basically it's like a amusement park for justice, and you know, people who've done something wrong, they go there, and the technology in this is to clear someone's mind, like erase their memory. So this one is a very, very good episode, and when my mom saw it, she was like, I love it. This is what I think should happen in the future, which I agree with, because, you know, people are crazy. So definitely watch this one. This is a great episode. The second one is called San Junipero. This one is very good. Oh my goodness, this is one of the best episodes on Black Mirror ever. It's like a virtual reality place. So, you know, like those online games like IMVU, like, not really Sims, that's not multiplayer, but any games that you can, like, go on and log and talk to people. This is what this is about. And it's it's a very good episode, so I highly recommend this one to watch. Alright, and the last episode, the very first one on my list, is called Black Museum. I love this episode because it ties in a lot of the older episodes into this one, and it's like a museum for Black Mirror objects that have done wrong in the world. So it's very, very good episode. The ending was fantastic. I was not expecting that. But yeah, so that is my list for the Black Mirror episodes in my order, which I think that they should be in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you later. But make sure you watch Black Mirror because it's a fantastic show. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm coming back to talk to you guys face to face. No more gaming videos for a little bit, but I'm coming here with a